I've been on the side of organizing this. It's far easier to be on the organizing side than the speaking side. It is frightening. Okay, so ready to go. Tonight I'm going to talk about something that I find very exciting, and that's the changing world of work. We have all these new gadgets out there now. We have 4 generations in the workforce right now, and it's a really fascinating time, but it's also very challenging. I'm going to briefly introduce 5 trends that I think are game changers. I think these are trends that are not just nice to know, I think we all need to know about them because it's certainly no longer business as usual. So the first trend, people have belonged to communities and to networks since the beginning of time, but technology is taking that concept to a whole new level. And I know a lot of us feel very uncomfortable with all this sharing that's going on, but it's really not going away. This is your typical membership coordinator. She has 500 Facebook friends, basically anyone she's met personally or professionally over the last 6 years. She's influenced by her friends, not by traditional marketing methods. This is Heather. She's Ashley's boss, and she's a Gen Xer. So for the most part, she embraces this new concept of community, but she still keeps her Facebook friends separate from her LinkedIn connections. She's experimenting with some new tools. She loves LinkedIn groups. People freely share all these ideas and suggestions with her. She's using Twitter to crowdsource some new ideas for membership incentives, and she recently joined Yammer to collaborate with her networks. This is a quote from a recent keynote that we had here, Leonhard. We're not quite there yet, but I do think it's a wake-up call for associations that email is really becoming a dated technology. This is a quote from a friend of mine, a 20-something. And he sees associations spending a lot of money on some traditional PR agencies writing out these lengthy press releases that people don't necessarily read anymore. So I think we can all learn from these ideas and shorten our sound bites, experiment with some new communication channels. We're drinking from a fire hose all day long, and it's good to shorten those sound bites every once in a while. Okay, so a lot of you have seen the Old Spice videos, right? This is a great concept, and it worked because they really engaged their customers in a fun and visual way. They engaged them with the brand. A lot of companies are doing this. Instead of pushing information out through static web pages and one-way messaging, they're encouraging people to have unmoderated real-time conversations with their companies. I'm on board. I recently created a Facebook fan page for our new initiative, and the idea ultimately is that our fans will create the content, if all goes well, for this page. And who better to talk about our successes than our fans? I love this guy. This is Seth Godin. He's my all-time favorite blogger, and he talks about a future workplace where organizations in general hire just a few essential employees and outsource the rest. So it's an interesting concept. Time ran an article last year on the future of work, which they described as more freelance, more collaborative, and more flexible. Work is also expected to be far more project-driven. Oh, where'd my slide go? This is what's coming next. This is our next generation. A lot of you may say, well, that's not our market yet. We have middle-aged men and women who are our members, not these tech-savvy teens. But this is our new workforce. These are people who, this is their frame of reference. They're the now society. They expect things instantaneously and on demand. And we're the ones that will need to adapt to their styles. So now what? Probably a lot of information to absorb. I hope I haven't overwhelmed you. It's definitely overwhelming to me sometimes too. But I wanted to present an idea of what's to come and to give you an idea about some possibilities to consider. Yeah, these are out of order. But these are the baby boomers and the working parents and the new college grads who are looking forward to some non-traditional employment opportunities that we need to provide to keep them engaged. So nobody knows how to swim right away. We all need to just dip our toe in the water and start experimenting, start exploring, and keep learning. Or you just hire an intern who's going to push you into that pool. So I'm happy to continue the conversation and share some ideas. This is where you can find me, and thanks very much for listening.